Chapter 1. Seeking God and avoiding sin. Love righteousness, you rulers of the earth. Think rightly about the Lord, and seek him with sincerity. He allows himself to be found by those who do not test him. He reveals himself to those who trust in him. Twisted reasoning separates people from God. When fools test the Almighty, they will be put to shame by him. Wisdom does not enter a wicked soul, nor does it dwell in a body enslaved to sin. The Holy Spirit of instruction avoids deceit, turns away from foolish reasoning, and is offended by injustice. Wisdom is a spirit that loves humanity, yet it does not pardon the blasphemer for his words. For God searches the heart, examines the innermost thoughts completely, and hears every word spoken by the tongue. The Spirit of the Lord fills the world, sustains the unity of all things, and understands every word and sound. No one who speaks maliciously can hide forever, nor escape just punishment. The schemes of the wicked will be investigated. Their words will reach the ears of the Lord, and their sins will be punished. Jealous ears hear everything. Even whispered murmuring cannot be concealed. Therefore guard yourselves against useless complaining, and keep your tongues from slander. Secret whispers always bring consequences, and lying speech destroys the soul. Do not persist in error and rush toward death, nor bring destruction upon yourselves by your actions. God did not make death, nor does he delight in the destruction of the living, for he created all things that they might exist, and the creatures of the world are wholesome for life. None of them contains destructive poison. The realm of the dead does not rule the earth, for righteousness is immortal, but the ungodly summon death with their words and deeds. They wear themselves out in companionship with it. They make a covenant with it, and so deserve to belong to it. Chapter 2. Indeed, with mistaken reasoning, they said to one another, "Our life is sorrowful and brief. There is no remedy for a human being against death, and no one is known to have returned from the realm of the dead, for by mere chance we were born, and afterward we shall be as though we had never existed. Our breath is smoke, and thought is a spark from the beating of the heart. When it is extinguished, the body will turn to ashes, and the spirit will dissolve like passing air. In time, our name will be forgotten, and no one will remember what we have done. Our life will pass like a drifting cloud, and vanish like the morning mist, driven away by the sun's rays, and overwhelmed by its heat. Our lifetime passes like a shadow, and once it is gone, it cannot return. The seal is set, and no one comes back. So come, let us enjoy the good things of the present, and while we are young, let us make full use of everything available in this world. Come, let us fill ourselves with costly wine and perfumes, and let us not miss the flowers of spring. Let us crown ourselves with rosebuds before they wither. Let none of us miss the revelry. Let us leave signs of our pleasure everywhere, for this is our portion and our lot. Let us oppress the righteous poor man. Let us not spare the widow, nor show regard for the gray hair of the aged. Let our strength be the law of justice, for weakness proves useless. Let us lie in wait for the righteous man, because he is inconvenient to us. He opposes our actions, rebukes us for breaking the law, and accuses us of violating our upbringing. He professes to have knowledge of God, and calls himself a child of the Lord. He has become a reproof to our thoughts. The very sight of him is burdensome to us, for his life is unlike that of others, and his ways are completely different. He regards us as counterfeit, and avoids our paths as though they were unclean. He calls the final destiny of the righteous blessed, and boasts that God is his Father. Let us see whether his words are true, and test what will happen at the end of his life. For if the righteous man is God's son, God will help him, and deliver him from the hand of his enemies. Let us test him with insult and torture, so that we may know how gentle he is, and try his patience. Let us condemn him to a shameful death, for according to what he says, God will visit him. Thus they reasoned, but they were mistaken, for their wickedness blinded them. They did not know the mysteries of God, nor hope for the reward of holiness, nor believe in the recompense for blameless souls. For God created mankind for incorruption, and made them in the image of his own nature. But through the devil's envy, death entered the world, and those who belong to his side experience it. Chapter 3. The souls of the righteous are in the hand of God, and no torment shall ever touch them. In the eyes of the foolish, they seem to have died, and their departure was thought to be a disaster. When they left us, it was considered their destruction. But they are at peace, though in the sight of men they were punished. Their hope is full of immortality. After slight discipline, they will receive great blessings. For God tested them, and found them worthy of himself. He refined them, like gold in the furnace, and accepted them as a whole burnt offering. At the time of God's visitation, they will shine forth, and run like sparks through the stubble. They will judge nations and rule over peoples. and the Lord will reign over them forever. Those who trust in him will understand the truth, and the faithful will abide with him in love, because grace and mercy are upon his chosen ones. But the ungodly will be punished, according to their thoughts, because they scorned the righteous and forsook the Lord. Woe to those who despise wisdom and reject instruction. Their hope is vain, their labors are fruitless, and their works are worthless. Their wives are foolish, their children evil, and their offspring accursed. Better to be childless and virtuous than to have ungodly descendants. Blessed is the barren woman who is undefiled, who has not known unlawful union. At the time of God's visitation, she will bear fruit. Blessed also is the eunuch who has done no lawless deed, and conceived no wicked thoughts against the Lord. For his faithfulness he will receive a special favor, a most delightful portion in the temple of the Lord. For the fruit of good labor is glorious, and the root of understanding never fails. But the children of adulterers will come to nothing, and the offspring of unlawful union will perish. Even if they live long, they will be held of no account, and in the end, their old age will be without honor. If they die young, they will have no hope, and no consolation on the day of judgment. For dreadful indeed is the end of an unrighteous generation. Chapter 4. Better to be childless and virtuous. The virtuous will be remembered forever, because they are known both to God and to men. While they live, people imitate them, and when they depart, people mourn them. In eternity, they wear a glorious crown in triumph, because they were victorious in the contest, for the splendid prize. But the many children of the ungodly are of no use. They spring from wild shoots. Their roots are shallow, and their foundation insecure. Even if they put forth branches and leaves, they will be shaken down by the wind, and uprooted by the force of the storm. Their tender branches will be broken off, their fruit useless and unripe, good for nothing and fit for no purpose. For children born of unlawful unions are witnesses against their parents on the day of judgment. But the righteous, even if they die young, will be at rest. For honorable old age does not consist in long life, nor is it measured by number of years. Understanding is gray hair for mankind, and a blameless life is ripe old age. The righteous pleased God, and were loved by him, living among sinners. They were taken away. They were taken away lest wickedness alter their understanding, or deceit beguile their souls. For the fascination of evil obscures what is good, and wandering desire corrupts the innocent mind. Having become perfect, in a short time, they fulfilled a long span of years, for their souls were pleasing to the Lord. Therefore he hastened to take them out of the midst of wickedness. But people saw and did not understand, nor did they take to heart, that God's grace and mercy are with his chosen ones, and that he watches over his holy ones. The death of the righteous condemns the ungodly who are living, and youth quickly perfected condemns the old age of the unrighteous. The ungodly see the death of the wise, but do not understand what the Lord intended for them, or why he brought them to safety. They see and despise, but the Lord will laugh them to scorn. Afterward they will become dishonored corpses, an everlasting reproach among the dead, for he will dash them speechless to the ground. He will shake them from their foundations. They will be utterly laid waste and in anguish, and their memory will perish. They will come with dread when their sins are reckoned, and their lawless deeds will convict them to their fac. Chapter 5. At that time the righteous will stand with great confidence before those who once oppressed them, and despise them for their hard and painful labor. At the sight of the righteous, the wicked will be seized with dreadful fear. They will be stunned with amazement at their unexpected salvation. In anguish of spirit, they will groan and lament, and in remorse say to one another, "This is the one we once mocked. How foolish we were to regard them as contemptible, to consider their way of life madness, and their death disgraceful. How then have they come to be counted among the children of God, and to share the lot of the saints? Surely it is we who strayed far from the path of truth. For us, the light of righteousness did not shine, and the sun never rose upon us. We exhausted ourselves on paths of wickedness, paths leading to destruction. We crossed trackless deserts, but the way marked out by the Lord we did not know. What profit did our pride bring us? What gain came from arrogant wealth? All those things passed away like a fleeting shadow, like urgent news swiftly spread, and like a ship sailing across the waves. Once it has passed, no trace remains. Who can still see its wake upon the sea? Like a bird flying through the sky, who can find the path it took? Beating its wings against the gentle air, it cuts through with rapid flight, and afterward no sign of its passage remains. Or like an arrow shot toward its mark, the air is parted and immediately closes again, so that no one knows the path of the arrow. So it was with us. We were born, and then vanished away, leaving behind not the slightest sign that we had lived virtuously, but instead wasting our lives in evil. Indeed, the hope of the wicked is like chaff blown away by the wind, like foam scattered by the storm. That hope will vanish, like smoke dispersed by the wind, and pass away, like a traveler remembered no more after a single day. But the righteous shall live forever. Their reward is with the Lord, and the Most High cares for them. Therefore they shall receive a glorious crown, befitting royalty, and a splendid diadem from the hand of the Lord. For his right hand will protect them, and his arm will shield them like a buckler. He will take his zeal as armor, and creation itself as weapons against his enemies. He will put on righteousness as a breastplate, and just judgment as a helmet. His incomparable holiness he will wield as a shield. His terrible wrath he will sharpen as a sword, and the whole universe will join him in battle, against the senseless and foolish. Like well-aimed arrows, shot from a mighty bow, lightning bolts will flash from the clouds, and fly straight to their target. Catapults will hurl furious hailstones. The sea will rage against the enemy, and rivers will mercilessly overwhelm them. Like a violent storm, the breath of the Almighty will rise against them, scattering them utterly. Thus, because of the wicked the whole earth will become desolate, and because of evil deeds rulers will be cast down from their thrones.